Good morning students, Sai Ram. Let's continue with chapter 8 decimals. In today's session we are going to learn how to add the decimals. Sonu once went to market along with his mother. His mother wanted to purchase a bottle of ketchup and a packet of juice. The price of the ketchup was rupees 52.95 and the price of the juice was rupees 87.50. Sonu realized that these two prices are decimals, and in order to know the total amount to be paid to the shopkeeper, he should know how to add the decimals. His mother said the total amount to be paid to the shopkeeper is rupees 140.45. So let's see how we add the decimal numbers. Let's look at this example. We have three numbers here to be added: 131.1, 52.14 and 213.648. For adding these decimals, what is the first step? First, we have to write the decimal numbers according to their place values. That means hundreds, tens, ones, then come the decimal points. We should place the numbers, we should write the numbers such a way that all the decimals should come one below the other. Then tens, hundreds and thousands. Then we should add the zeros, we should put zeros if necessary to complete the required number of decimal places. Here we can see these three numbers are unlike decimals because they have unequal number of decimal places, isn't it? Here only one decimal place, two decimal places here, and here we have three decimal places. So maximum is 3 decimal places. So we should make all the other decimal numbers, in order to make them like decimals, we should add 0 to the other decimals. That we have done here. 131 point, we have added 2 zeros here, 0.100 we have made it. Then 52.14 is made 52.140, and then we have 213.648. Now we can add these numbers. We will add these numbers as we add the whole numbers. So when we add 0, 0 and 8, we get 8 here. And then we add the hundreds, 4 plus 4, 8 becomes 8. Then 1 plus 1 plus 6 becomes 8. Then we put the decimal here. Then we come to the ones. We add the ones. 1 plus 2 plus 3 becomes 6, isn't it? And then we come to the tens place. 3 plus 5 plus 1 becomes 9. And then we add the digits in hundreds place, that is 1 plus 2, it becomes 3. So what is the answer that we get? It is 396.888. Now let's look at one more example. Here we have two like decimals. That means the decimal places of these two decimals are equal, isn't it? Both the numbers have equal number of decimal places. So we place the numbers, write the numbers according to their place values. Every time we don't have to mention these, we can understand and write them according to their place values. So 293.72 is added to 602.27. So both are like decimals, very easy to add them. So we start from hundreds place. Here 2 plus 7 becomes 9. Then we come to tens place. Here 7 plus 2 also becomes 9. Then we put a decimal here. We put a decimal and we move on to ones place. 3 plus 2 becomes 5. Then tens place, 9 plus 0 becomes 9, and we add the digits in hundreds place. 2 plus 6 becomes 8. So what is the answer that we get? It is 893 95.99. Now let's proceed with first question of exercise 8.5. Question 1. Find the sum in each of the following: A 0.007, 8 plus 8.5 plus 30.08. We can see that these are unlike decimals. First we have to make them like decimals by adding zeros wherever necessary. So what is the maximum number of decimal places we have? It is 3, isn't it? 0.007. So other decimals also we will make them up to 3 decimal places by adding 0. So 8.5 becomes 8.500. We have added 2 zeros here. Then 30.08 we make it 30.080 in order to make them like decimals. And when we add them, what do we get? We get 38.587. How we have added them? See, we have to first arrange them according to their place values, and then we can add them from the very right. That means from the 1000th place we start adding. So 7 plus 0 plus 0 becomes 7. 0 plus 0 plus 8 in hundredths place, it becomes 8. Then we move on to 10th place. It is 0 plus 5 plus 0, it becomes 5. Then we put the decimal, isn't it? Then we come to the ones place. The digits in ones place are 0, 8 and 0. So 0 plus 8 plus 0 becomes 8. Then we move on to the tens place and it is only 3 there. So we write 3. So the answer is 38.587. Next, 15 plus 0.632 plus 13.8. So we can write 15 as 15.000, isn't it? Because the maximum number of decimal places we have is 3. So in order to make them like decimals, we can write 15 as 15.000 plus 0.632 plus 13.8 we have written as 13.800. Now we can add them by placing them one below the other. We should keep in mind that all the decimals, we should write the numbers in such a way that the decimals should come one below the other and the number should be written according to their place values. So we start adding the numbers from the extreme right, that means from thousands place. So 0 plus 2 plus 0 becomes 2. Then we move on to hundredths place. 0 plus 3 plus 0 becomes 3. Then tenths place, 0 plus 6 plus 8 becomes 14, isn't it? And we write 4 here and carry on the 1 here to ones place. We can do it as we add the whole numbers, but we have to put the decimal in its place. Decimal as it is, it will come here. Alright. So we will place the decimal here, then we move on to ones place. So 1 plus 5 plus 3, it becomes 9, isn't it? 1 is from carry over. Then we move on to the tens place. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So the answer is 29.432. C. 27.076 plus 0.55 plus 0.004. So in order to make them like decimals, we will add zeros wherever necessary. So it becomes 27.076 plus 0.550, we have put one 0 here, and then plus 0.004. Now we arrange them in columns according to their place values, and the decimals should come one below the other. Then we start adding from the extreme right, from the thousands place. So 6 plus 4 becomes 10, and we write 0 here and carry over 1 here, isn't it? So 7 plus 1 plus 5, 1 is from carryover, so it becomes 13. So again we write 3 here and carry over 1 here to the tens place. So 5 plus 1 becomes 6. Then we put the decimal. Then move on to the ones place. 7 plus 0 becomes 7, and in tens place 2 is written as it is 2. So the answer is 27.630. D, 25.65 plus 9.005 plus 3.7. So we will put zeros. We have maximum 3 decimal places. So in order to make all the decimals decimals, we will add zeros. So 25.65 becomes 25.650. Then we have 9.005 and 3.7 we can write as 3.700. Now when we add them, we put them into columns according to their place values. The decimals should become they should be placed one below the other, the numbers according to their place values. We will start addition from the extreme right. So first we will add the thousands. So 0 plus 5 plus 0 becomes 5. Then we move on to hundreds place. 5 plus 0 becomes 5 again. Then we move on to tens place. 6 plus 7 becomes 13. So we write 3 here, carry over 1 to the ones place. Then we put the decimal here. Then we proceed to the ones place. So 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 3. It becomes, what does it become? 12 plus 6, it becomes 18. So we write 8 here and carry over 1. So 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So what is the answer here? It is 38.355. Next E, 0.75 plus 10.425 plus 2. So we have 3 decimal places which is maximum. So other numbers also we will add zeros, so that all these numbers, these decimals become like decimals. So 0.750 we will write as 0.750. 0.75 will be written as 0.750. Then we have 10.425 and 2 we will write as 2.000. Now we write them in columns according to their place values and start adding from the thousands place. So 0 plus 5 plus 0 becomes 5. Then move on to the hundreds place. 5 plus 2 becomes 7. Then we move on to the tens place. 7 plus 4 becomes 11. We write 1 here and another 1, it will be carried over to the ones place. Then we put the decimal here and move on to the ones place. So 1 plus 2 becomes 3 here, and in tens place we have only 1, so we will write 1. So what is the answer here? It is 13.175. Next F, 280.69 plus 25.2 plus 38. Again, to make them like decimals, we will add zeros wherever required. So maximum decimal places are 2. So other numbers also we will add zeros to make them like decimals. So it becomes 280.69 plus 25.20 plus 38, we will write as 38.00. Now we will write them in columns according to their place values and add them. So, we will start from extreme right from hundredths place. 9 plus 0 becomes 9. Then 6 plus 2 becomes 8. Then we put the decimal and move on to the ones place. So, 5 plus 8 becomes 13. We will write 3 here and carry over 1 here. So, here we have 13 plus 1 14. So, we write 4 here and 1 is carried over here. So, 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So, what is the answer we get? It is 343.89. Now, coming to question number 2, we have a word problem here. Rashid spent rupees 35.75 for maths book and rupees 32.60 for science book. Find the total amount spent by Rashid. We have to add the given numbers. So, money spent by Rashid for maths book is rupees 35.75 and the money spent by Rashid for science book is 32.60. So, what is the total amount? Total money spent by Rashid on both books are 35.75 plus 32.60. So, we can add them as we have learnt. We put them according to their place values. We write them in columns. Then we start adding from the extreme right from hundredths place. So, what is the total that we get? It is 68.35. 5 plus 0 becomes 5 here. 7 plus 6 becomes 13. We carry over 1 here to the ones place. Then 5 plus 2 plus 1 becomes 8. Then in tens place we have 3 plus 3. So, it becomes 6. So, what is the total amount that Rashid spends on both the books? It is rupees 68.35. Next question. Nasreen bought 3 meters 20 centimeter cloth for her shirt and 2 meter 5 centimeters clothes for her trouser. Find the total length of cloth bought by her. So, how do we write the statements? The length of cloth bought by Nasreen for her shirt is 3 meter 20 centimeters. That means it is 3.20 meters, isn't it? Then the length of cloth bought by her for her trouser is 2 meter 5 centimeters. So, it becomes 2.05 meters. We have learned how to convert centimeters into meters. So, 5 centimeters becomes 0.5 meter, isn't it? So, total the length of cloth bought by her for trouser is 2.05 meter. Now, total length of cloth bought by her for shirt as well as trouser, we have to add both the lengths of the clothes. So, it becomes 3.20 plus 2.05. So, we can add them by writing them in columns. In the rough also you can do, or you can show here. So, 0 plus 5 becomes 5 and 2 plus 0 becomes 2. Then we put the decimal point, move on to the ones place. 3 plus 2 becomes 5. So, the total length of cloth bought by Nasreen is 5.25 meters. Next problem. Naresh walked 2 kilometer 35 meter in the morning and 1 kilometer 7 meters in the evening. How much distance did he walk in all? Here we have kilometers and meters. We have learnt how to convert meters into kilometers. So, how do we write the statements here? The distance walked by Naresh in the morning is 2 kilometers 35 meters. So, we convert this into kilometers. How? We will write 2 as it is kilometers, then 35 meters we will convert into kilometers. This we do by dividing 35 by 1000. So, what do we get? We get 0.035 kilometers, isn't it? Adding these two we get 2.035 kilometers. Now, distance walked by him in the evening is 1 kilometer 7 meters. That means it is 1 plus 7 upon 1000. Okay, meters we have converted into kilometers. So, it is 1.007 kilometers, isn't it? So, the distance walked by him in the evening is 1.007 kilometers. You do not have to write this 1000 here. Then the total distance walked by him in all, we have to add these to the distances walked in the morning and in the evening. So, 2.035 plus 1.007 kilometers. So, what do we get by adding them? We place them in columns and we can add them. From the extreme right, 5 plus 7 becomes 12. We carry over 1, write 2 here, then 3 plus 1 becomes 4, then 0 plus 0 in tens place it becomes 0. Put the decimal, move on to ones place, 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So, the total distance walked by Naresh in the morning and in the evening is 3.042 kilometers. So, he walked 3.042 kilometer in all. Next question, question number 6. Sunita travelled 15 kilometers, 268 meters by bus, 7 kilometers, 7 meters by car and 500 meters on foot in order to reach her school. How far is her school from her residence? So, certain distance she travelled by bus, then by car and then on foot. So, what is the total distance of the school? So, in order to find out, we have to add these. But first we have to convert the meters into kilometers. So, the distance travelled by Sunita by bus is 15 kilometers, 268 meters. So, 15 plus 268 divided by 1000. So, it becomes 15.268 kilometers. Now, distance travelled by her by car is 7 kilometers, 7 meters. So, we will write 7 kilometers as it is and 7 meters we will convert into kilometer by dividing it by 1000. So, the distance by car travelled by car is 7.007 kilometers. And what is the distance she travelled by on foot? It is 500 meters, isn't it? 500 meters means it is 500 meters means how many kilometers? It will be divided by 1000, isn't it? So, what do we get? We get 0.5, isn't it? We get 0.5 kilometers. Now, we add these three numbers, these three decimals. So, we put them in columns like this and add them. So, 8 plus 7 in thousands place, 8 plus 7 becomes 15, we carry over 1, 6 plus 1 becomes 7, then in tens place 2 plus 5 becomes 7. Then we put the decimal here, then move on to ones place, 5 plus 7 becomes 12, we write 2, carry over 1 and 1 becomes 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So, what is the total distance of school from residence? Sunita's residence is 22.775 kilometers. Question number 7. Ravi purchased 5 kg 400 grams rice, 2 kg 20 grams sugar and 10 kilograms 850 grams flour. Find the total weight of his purchases. So, in order to get the total weight of the purchases, we have to add them. So, what is the weight of rice? It is 5 kilogram 400 grams. So, we convert them into kilogram. So, it is 5 plus 400 upon 1000 kilograms. So, it is 5.400 kilograms. Weight of sugar 2 kg 20 grams. That means 2 plus 20 upon 1000 kg. That means it is 2.020 kilograms. Then weight of flour, it is 10 kg 850 grams. That means 10 plus 850 upon 1000 kilograms. That means 10.850 kilograms. So, to get the total weight, we can add these three. 5.400 kilograms plus 2.020 kilograms plus 10.850 kilograms. So when we add them like this, putting in columns, what do we get? We get 18.270 kilograms. So what is the total weight of Ravi's purchase? It is 18.270 kilograms. Children, one question is given as homework, that is question number 3. Radhika's mother gave her rupees 10.50 and her father gave her rupees 15.80. Find the total amount that was given to Radhika by her parents. It's a very simple question. You have to answer this as your homework. With this, we come to the end of this session. We will learn subtraction of decimals in our coming session. Till then, bye and thank you. Thank you, children.